For the session on research to startups, we have with us Mr. Ikram Khan. He's the CEO of ISMO Biophotonics, Chennai. I would like to read the biography of Ikram Khan. Mr. Ikram Khan is the CEO and director of ISMO Biophotonics, an alumnus of IIT Madras, and a visiting researcher at MIT, USA. His journey into science and innovation began at a young age, driven by a fascination with machines and a deep seated curiosity about human health. His passion has guided him throughout his career, particularly in translating research into products in the field of medicinal devices and optics. Mr. Khan has pioneered innovations in organ on a chip technology, demonstrating the growth of organoids from various human tissues on microfluidic chips. This groundbreaking work accelerates personalized cancer treatment and preclinical trials, reducing drug time to market and minimizing trial and error in treatments. His commitment to making a tangible difference in people's lives is evident in the real world impact of his technologies. Starting his entrepreneurial journey as early as the fourth grade, Mr. Khan has continually sought to bring advanced technologies to market. His work on in vitro devices capable of growing miniaturized human organ tissues has garnered recognition from prestigious institutions and publications, including the Indian Ministry of Education, MIT News, Business Standard, Economic Times, and the American Institute of Physics Biomicrofluidics Journal. Understanding the potential impact of his organ on a chip technology, Mr. Khan founded ISMO Biophotonics, incubated at IIT Madras Research Park, to bring its innovations to market. He has secured numerous patents and received significant grants from organizations like BIRAC, Nidhi Prayas, Nidhi EIR, and Startup India. His startup also won an award in the Innovation and Technology category at the G20 Summit in Gujarat. This talk has been arranged to illuminate the young minds of Anna University to undergo a translational research which would convert research into products. To kickstart your entrepreneurial journey, we believe his talk would help you. Please don't hesitate to interact with Mr. Khan to clear your doubts on entering into startup world. I now request our additional director, Dr. G. Kumaresan, to felicitate Mr. Khan. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Hi, good afternoon all. I'm Ikram, CEO of ISMO Biophotonics Private Limited. Slides. Okay, yeah. So more than that, the beginning, how everything started. Okay, I would like to share my journey, which translated me to what I'm right now and what I am planning to do. Okay, let's get into the idea. So first of all, I'm a son of a mechanic, not from very big educated family, and not only that, 9th grade dropout, and after that, I did my own research, and I became a CEO of Biophotonics. And if you look at the whole journey, right? So I started studying at IIT Madras and went to MIT, and the journey of transformation to success. Okay, so nothing aligns, right? It's like very huge contrast. The way I'm talking, it's not matching me, right? Let's see how everything changed as I take you through the slides, the confidence how I build up to what I'm right now, okay? So the beginning, as a child, so I was not a very bright kid like all of you maybe, okay? So the only thing which was unique into me, like every kid, was I want to break thing open, I see how things work. That curiosity of understanding what is inside every gadgets. Like as a just fourth grade kid, I used to open every electronic gadgets and see how the mechanics works. That was my main passion during that time. And I still remember the day when I opened my dad camera. If you remember that old roll with flash cameras, right? Hope you remember all. So I used to think how that such a bright flash can be generated. It requires very high voltage, right? I have small batteries. I was not able to generate such a bright light source. So I wanted to open it one day. One day dad was not there. I managed to take it out and opened it. Okay, then you know what happened. So a lot of beatings as usual, and then at a point of time, there was nothing left to open and learn new things. Okay, uh, so what I will do? I start going to scrap shops here and there, find something new. Whatever I had a huge bag full of broken electronics, make something out of it. That was my initial journey, how I started. Okay, here, being someone who just breaks, so everyone's scared of me because no one want to give me electronic item. If I go to someone relative home, right, they just save their electronic item somewhere safe, so that I will not open it. Okay. So what happened? Something unusual happened. My grandfather gave me his costly Casio watch, digital watch, and told me it's not working. Can you fix it for me? It was very unusual, right? So everyone is scared of me because I will break electronics, but he believed in me and gave me his watch to repair. Okay, I thought like, okay, let us open it, but still I will try to fix it. Because I wanted to open it always, because it's always hand. I was not able to open it, but he itself gave me, okay, it's a good chance, I'll open it and see what is there. But I need to remember each and every screw where to put back, get it right. That's a challenging thing, which I was not doing at all. Open, see the working, just put in my bag and take it. That was what I do. But this unusual thing taught me a good lesson, where you have to remember every step, which screw where and how it works, so you can put it back. That taught me very important lesson. And he gave me, when I fixed it and gave him, he gave me 20 rupees. That was like huge. It's not about money, huge lesson. So nowadays we struggle to earn money, right? Money is just once you solve problem, you get a money. Money is about problem solving, okay? So he taught me that lesson. By solving a problem, you can earn money. Money is not a major thing, okay? So at my 4th grade, I started a business, okay? So there was nothing to break open, but so I thought like, let's get some new electronic gadgets, books on my own. So I need money. So my parents always education oriented. They told we have already paid to the school. You have to use a book, read that, you will become someone where you can do a lot of things. But I know that's not going to happen. I'm seeing the academics almost like kind of like always theories, right? So I want to do practical. So what I did, I started saving 2 rupees, 3 rupees, like in small cards. I don't know, nowadays it's there. So that time it was like small card where you give 2, 3 rupees to a shop. They put a tick every day. At end of month, you get 200 rupees, 500 rupees. I take that money, buy multimeter, soldering machine, books, and I make something out of that learning. I sell to my friends. One of the project, like if you remember cycle, having an indicator, simple, and having some flashlights, small projects I used to develop, and I get money from that. Okay, that was my early days. And one of the project was like my aunt, in their home, water comes like early morning, 4 o'clock. Okay, if they wake up, they can collect the water. Otherwise, water is waste. They will not have water for the day. Okay, so they told this problem is there. So I told I'll give you a solution. So I don't know transistor at that time. Okay, so I learned about transistor somehow. I got some books by saving money. So I know, okay, even small current, all are electronic students, right? It's mixed. Okay, it's like kind of valve. Okay, you just apply mechanical energy, huge amount of water flows, right? It's like a valve, a transistor. Okay, I learned about a transistor. I use a transistor base, put it like some, when the water come, it conduct electricity and it give alarm. So that made a huge difference in their life. Otherwise, they have to wait and see when the water come. It's a huge problem solved. They gave me some good amount of money, like it was 200 rupees, I still remember. So huge money for me as a 4th, 5th grade kid, okay. That bought me some good electronic gadgets. That's how things started. And people ask me, what will be the name of the company if you keep in future, okay. I told, okay, let's think about it. I did not thought about it because company itself, I didn't thought of, okay. But then problem solving, okay. Here, I thought like, okay, Ismail Khan, Muhammadi Begum, my father and mother name. So I thought like ISMO Biophotonics, ISMO. Okay, IS from my father and M from Muhammadi Begum. So that was the birth of ISMO. Okay, that's ISMO, and everything was going good. I was so much passionate about doing projects, electronics, going to competition, sports, everything I was doing. Okay, uh, about studies, I do understand in different way. I don't prepare for exams. Okay, if I read something, I think how I can use it. That was the whole purpose of my studies during my school days. I never focused on exams to give a crack at, nothing like that. Okay, so but at ninth grade, I got a tough teacher who read word by word. You can understand, right? So like that. So what happened? Like I am not a person who just mug up and write everything. So nothing, no sequence matched. So he told my parents that if your kid study in our school, 10th grade percentage will drop in our school. So he told my mom, you take your kid to new school. Okay, this happened. And then my mom cried. I told her, Mom, it's not that I can't study, I will do it, okay, for you. But from there, I started waking up 3 a.m. and whole night studying. So whole life changed. Get it right? So still then I did not leave who I am. Okay, it's about like visualization. I like visualization and understanding. I feel like we are not a garbage. You put everything in your mind, someday it will use for you, right? It's not like that. Whatever you put in your mind, understand it, see where you can use it, and then keep it in your mind. Then you can use it. Otherwise, it will stay forever, ever. You'll never use it. Okay. So that was my whole way. So I was studying in a different way. So it took me a lot of time to understand each and every concept. That's where roadblock came, and that taught me a huge lesson. Visualizing concept went like this. Okay, this was my life, and the transformation. Okay, somehow, luckily, not luckily, but like after hard work, I cracked my 10th grade, and I got a new school where no one know about my past. Okay, so before 10th, right? Everyone used to judge me like it's like below average. You don't perform good in exam. Everyone was giving different meaning to who I am. Okay, it was a problem. But I know I like electronic project. I am doing what I like. I did not care about that. Okay, but here I was the same. Only thing I was giving more time to studies and understanding everything. What happened? A point of time, like everyone start giving positive. He's like bright student. Like he's like kind of like everything changed. Kind of. I was in sports also. I was doing sports, and whole environment changed for me, like full positivity around me. Okay, and friends start asking questions, and everyone started interacting. You can imagine, right? Just in a year of time, your whole world changed. Okay, everything changed. I just followed my own path, and still I had very good teachers who had motivated me at every stage. Okay, even though some teachers, not like everyone have their own style. I don't tell anything mistake, but their own style. But as a kid who don't know any psychology, anything, I have to motivate myself to understand the situation and what I have to work on. I did that. Okay, somehow I overcome my difficulties. The transformation happened. So I have become a new person. Okay, now what next? My dad told Ikram, you are clearing your exams, good, and I know you love electronics. Okay, so he told, if you want, I'll set up a shop for you, electronic shop, repair shop, right? So where people will give different gadgets, you can repair, you'll get an excitement doing that. He told that you can do that if you want to do that, okay? Or else, if you can bring little bit better scores, I'll get you into our engineering or diploma where you can learn more things. For only that reason, he told you learn new things, okay? For that, I put extra effort where I studied, and I managed to get some decent score, which is suitable for engineering degree. So I joined Danish Ahmed College of Engineering uh, in EC, Electronic and Communication Engineering. Okay, that happened. So there I did lot of things. So the whole life changed. I was in a volleyball team. I was doing electronics. I was teaching my seniors. Okay, I go to different departments. I don't restrict myself to being electronic person. I go to different departments. I teach my seniors. I take my senior projects. I get the money from them. I learn out of it. I deliver them. Get it right? I had confidence that given a problem, I can learn anything. That was the confidence what I had. So I get money from my seniors. I develop them. I still remember like the microcontroller was new for me. Okay, I got a whole book out of my money got from my senior. I read it. If I don't complete the project, you know what will happen, right? So I just managed to study and tried some controller programming. That time it was like 2012. Okay, there was no programmer, Arduino. Hope you know Arduino, right? No Arduino, no internet huge data available. Okay, that was the biggest problem. But still, I managed to make my own PCBs and create a programmer. I had a parallel port from which I had to program the controller and then develop the whole control system for him. And the project was working good. They got S grade. Okay, so that's how my college days went. So that's how I learned business and technology. It was always a balance. You get it right? So no one will sponsor your research if you don't have confidence and you're not sure about what you're doing. Okay. So here, if you look at this project, right, that was my final year project. What I did, I developed the EEG, okay, EEG device which can acquire the brain signal and train a model, control some devices like wheelchair. That was the concept. It required a lot of money, right? I did not have money. So what I did, I took few projects from my friends. They paid, like they took a group like 4 or 5 people. They paid money. I'll develop them. Like this is one of the project. This was a hand gesture to voice converter. Basically, this was I developed for one of the team in my college. So they just do a hand gesture. It creates a corresponding audio. For example, give me water, help me for that kind of device. So I developed this. I got money out of it. I sponsored my own research for developing this. Okay, that's how thing happened. And then I learned making my own PCBs. I did robo. I was a South India robo champion during that time. We used to go a lot of competitions where like kind of Kurukshetra, Pragya, Napogi, like lot of list we used to have. We have a team of people, like I used to choose, come with me, come, like I took, get a money, sponsor it. That was my whole engineering, okay. And we got this awards and different kind of, if you look at that a small robot, right, it's a Bluetooth controlled robot. I fully developed it from the scratch. So this how a whole engineering was there, and something happened at the final year. Kind of like I got the best student award from the college. I was not a like topper, okay. I still like some 75, 76 percentage CGPA I had. Still, they gave me best student award. It's not about like you have to work for it, right? If you give your full effort on like everything, your passion, right? Things will find you. You don't want to go behind money, nothing. Things will follow you. And this thing is small project I made for Rich Street. If you know, if you're in electronics, everyone will know Rich Street, right? Where you can get all the electronic components. My majority of time went in Rich Street finding the component required for my projects. Okay, that was my majority of time. Where I started giving some small modules so that people can use. I get money from that. So that's my technology and business thing. And then one lesson I would like to share. World is sometimes like a distorted mirror. Okay? What is distorted mirror? It will show you exactly what it is, but in a distorted form. You don't need to worry about that. Okay? You consistently work on yourself. Okay? And find what is your shortcoming. What you are not good at. You're getting what I'm saying? You have to work on what you're not good at. If you do that consistently with a focus, you'll get better. If I can do it, you can definitely do it much better way. Okay? The consistency is a key here. And after my B, as everyone, I went for searching job. I went to Bangalore and different places. My interview is little unusual. Okay, it's like I go to interview. They ask some questions. I answer most of them because I was always visualizing the problems, problem solving. It was like that, right? So I was easily cracking the interviews, and the interview will become something like discussion. Okay, they will tell, any company will have problems, right? They'll tell the problem, I'll discuss. So it's all without saying yes, you're in, the thing will start. I'll be a full-time employee kind of thing. Okay, that was my experience with a job always. Then I realized, okay, why I should not start a company? The ISMO, which I just thought of at 4th grade, right? Why don't form a proper company so I can register a company, run a company, so I can develop more things, I can learn more things, I'll get money to do all these things, right? Okay, so why I can't start it? What is the only thing which is missing? What everyone is doing? That one thing was network. You'll get a money, you'll not get a network. Okay, if you don't have network, who will sell for, right? Now we have social media where you can post some different beautiful videos. People will, if they have requirement, they'll contact you, right? That time there's no social media and all, not very boom. Okay, so that time you need a network. Network plays a very important role. A personal network also very important there. So there I realized that's the only difference. So how do you get a network? How do you generate a network? Can anyone say? How do you create your own network? Okay. One. Collaborations. I'm a fresh startup. No one want to collaborate. No one believe. That's a challenge, but still, it's your passion. People you can convince, and there are very well wishers. They'll come and come for you. And what are the things? VCs. VCs are a little higher stage. First angel come, VCs, you need revenue, traction, everything. So this different thing you're telling, right? First you need to start as a proper entity. When you start, earlier you start, your contact will grow that much. So I decided, okay, why do I just keep working, right? Let's start now itself. Earlier I start, bigger my network. Immediately after my BE, I started ISMO technology. Okay. So there we did a lot of projects, like one of the project was for Tamil Nadu Forest Department with Professor Ghulam Nabi Azad. So we collaborated with him and we delivered some project where the farmers were getting killed by animals when they cross the border. When they wake up early morning, they enter into the farming land, they don't know animals are there, they attack. So we developed this technology where you have a thermal PIR sensors like for a 100-meter curtain, and when it triggers, it wake up, capture the image, it recognize elephants or any animals, and it warn the forest department, and people stay inside, and all this whole control system we develop, and it's fully solar powered. So you can imagine, for solar powered, you have to plan each and every function, right? Otherwise you will lose the energy and it will not run, it will stop working, right? So we did all those things and different projects we did. Yeah, that's about ISMO technology, initial projects. And these are a few projects we did for different companies. That's ISMO technology, like from very old days. Like I just put all the boards I made and created it. And that's another new lesson I learned. Okay, so I was doing all these interesting projects. I was making good profit. My parents were all happy. Everything was good around me. But I met this one person. He gave me an offer, like he used to give me orders, like kind of for his lift company, he needs some microcontroller based control system, everything. I was delivering it. Everything was fine. But I realized something wrong with him. He started like 15 years back his startup. Okay. Now he's running profitable, but I see maybe in 5 years he will be outdated because he has not adopted to the new technology. But the problem is he's stuck in a circle of earning, marketing. He's not able to invent new things. R&D is not there. Okay. If you not keep inventing new technologies and you don't know the global opportunities, just you are staying with your Chennai or like Tamil Nadu or India, you will not grow. Of course, India has a huge opportunity, but you have to scale global. Then only can see a huge potential. Okay, so he was not seeing that because nothing wrong with him. When he started as a student, he also was an undergrad. He started doing amazing. He has a settled kind of okay, but nothing wrong. But I realized I don't want to be like. My vision was little bigger. I want to impact everyone in the world with my thinking, my technology. That was my mission. So I don't want to be stuck in that cycle. I decided, okay, let's think about what to do. I searched around my place how I can get this experience of research. Who will teach me? Of course, Gulam sir was there. He was my senior, and he was my professor. He was a university rank holder that time. So I used to get his advice, all those things. So he's guiding me a lot. But then I realized IIT Madras, just a few kilometers away from my home, 3 kilometers, just Velachery Gate. So then I realized how to get into there so I can learn research. Then I randomly wrote to all the professors in IIT. I did not restrict to electrical, electronics, biology, everyone I wrote. I got a mail after a few weeks from one professor called Professor Anil Prabhakar, electrical department, okay. So I went to him, I told him, sir, I have a startup, I'm doing all these things, okay. I want to get into research. I do research, but I want to do it little better. I want to learn the way how proper process happens. I want to understand everything so that I can scale it to global company. Okay. He is also having a startup called Unilumen Photonics. I did work in his company as well. So he asked me one question. Okay. You told you developed this board, right? Can you? I told him what it is, like everything I explained. But he told me, can you control this small LED in that board, but with Python? That time 2014. Only that time Python was introduced. I don't know what is Python. Get it right? See, this is what happens when you are not updated. Get it right? I was stuck in the cycle. Like 2 years, I was fully on this survival cycle of earning money, delivering. If you don't deliver, customer will ask you a question. I did not update. Python, I don't know. I told sir, but I don't know. I have a skill that I can learn anything. Give me 3 weeks, I learn and come. I went, I spent day and night. There's no this chat GPT and all. Where you just type, give me a code to control LED from my board and thing. Nothing was there. I have to read everything, how to write a firmware, Python code, everything I read myself, and I created a program. It took me a week of time. When you do a consistent day and night work, just a week of time required to do anything. But if you have to perfect thing, it will take time. To demonstrate what it is, just a week is enough. So within a week of time, I just told, sir, I did it. He just, how did you do it? Because you need to do a lot of things, right? It's a USB powered device. USB to SPI converter need to be there, and you need to control a LED, and there are a lot of level of complexity. You have to do everything, then only you can control it. So I learned everything and just showed him. So okay, let's see how it's working. I went and demonstrated. He liked it. So yeah, you can join as a research associate in my group. I joined there. And I realized being research associate, fine, you get to do a lot of things, but you don't get into the major projects. You help people. I was delivering like projects like anything because I was already having experience of product making. I was able to complete all the projects very quickly. In fact, I was learning new technologies there very fast. It's funded institution, so nothing like that, right? For funding, I have to work. I have to use that fund to learn, right? Here, funding is there. Only thing is you have to learn. You get it right? It's an amazing place to be. So I did a lot of projects with him, and then I realized I want to do MS. This group was optoelectronics. So for that you have to crack an exam. It took me around 1.5 years to clear this exam to enter IIT. So I was doing the project work and same time I was studying. Can understand, right? So that thing, I got into IIT. What next? So I worked on some advanced technologies, fiber lasers. Anyone know fiber optics? Fiber optics, all right? So light is the fastest thing which human can control. Right? That's the fastest thing. So my electronic had a challenge. You have to control this light. You have to use the light itself to control, right? That would be the fastest thing. So you have to learn to use light. So this was like a nanosecond pulsed laser, fiber laser, where a thin strand of optical fiber, where you have something called gain medium, you pump the laser, sorry, it's a fiber, and you have a cavity, it generates a huge pulse of optical different wavelengths. Okay, this was like around 1 micron, used for cataract surgery. Okay, So we developed this, and this was part of my research where we demonstrated we can reach very high peak power levels, and there was something called self-pulsing issue was there. This was the biggest challenge. No one were able to make this laser. I used some electronic knowledge to solve that. If you can see, if you cross above this threshold, right, it will start behaving something like random pulses. It's 10 kilohertz. If you pump, it will give you a lot of different random pulses. This pulse can damage your whole laser system. So everyone was making laser damaging. All my seniors, everyone doing that. It's the biggest challenge. Then I realized it's supposed to be like this, right? So I developed a system which actively monitoring this pulse, something called constant fraction discriminator. We developed that, and we gave an active loop to that, and we stabilized the system. It was working amazing. Okay. And then next level, nanosecond is not fast enough, right? 10 power minus 9. So we thought we want to go much faster. So what is the application for fastest thing, right? Can you guess why you need such a short pulse? Picosecond, femtosecond. Anyone know femtosecond lasers? What did you say?
Its pulse is in the order of 10 to the power minus 15.
Minus 15, right? So such a short pulse, why anyone need, right? Why you need that pulse? Can anyone tell? Can you try, sir? Why do you need such a short pulse?
To perform the work in a short and without making any thermal effect in the surrounding tissues.
That's one of the feature of that. Exactly. So for imaging, right? When you want to image some deep tissues, or you want to get into deep of some material, right? That time you have to give higher intensity pulse powers, right? That time what happens? Things will start heating. When you stand in sun just for a few minutes, you will get heated up, right? That's what happens. When you have some sample, say you have some live rat brain sitting in your microscope, you put a bright light so you can get to the deep of the brain. The brain will fry out. You don't want to do that. But you want to understand how a neuron works, right? How will you do it? Without putting a huge power, right? That's where the femtosecond pulse come into picture. You generate a very short pulse at very high peak powers. It can penetrate depth in short time. So that was a laser. That was a laser we developed. So it is created with a technology called mode locking, where you have a cavity, 2 mirrors, and something called saturable absorbing mirror, which is energy dependent mirror. Basically, how many of you want to know how laser works? Only one? Okay, fine. 2, 3. Okay, not majority. But still for you, I will tell you. Very simple thing. That's something called gain medium. Okay. When you put a light, when it propagates, it attenuates, right? Because a lot of molecules are there, it absorbs, it attenuates. It will not reach anywhere, right? So that's something called gain medium. When you pump it, it will convert to different wavelength. For example, I pump it at IR, 1000 micron, for example, near IR, pump it there. Electrons in that atom, they excite and they give a shifted wavelength. Okay. Now we say you have a mirror, both the sides, 100% reflecting at the shifted wavelength. What will happen? That generated photon will bounce back and forth, right? What will happen? It will keep building up as you pump. It will give you maximum power, right? So you just slightly reduce the reflectivity of it. It will transmit that small part of it. You created a laser. Okay? When you pump, it excites, and this photon which is previously generated, it creates stimulated emission, and all the electrons will come to ground state, generating another photon of a same phase coherent laser is generated. This is a normal laser, okay? So this is CW, it will glow continuously. Very simple thing. And if you want pulse, right, there's something called saturable absorbing mirror. You take one mirror, you put this saturable absorbing mirror, okay? So what happens when you have a mirror which is lossy, suddenly it will start reflecting at high reflectivity when it sees a sudden peak pulse. That pulse take over the cavity, that just keep bouncing back and forth. Get it right? This coherent pulse is moving back and forth. So that comes out, it will be very short pulse. So that's a mode lock laser. And there's a huge physics behind it. I don't want to get into detail of it. Any cavity will have a modes which are supported. They have to be phase locked to get this short pulses. I don't want to get into so much detail. So that's the thing. We generated some laser. I did package it. I made it into product. My professor was having a company, Uniroman Photonics. We demonstrated this laser to many people and got some orders as well. And one more thing, when you are so much lucky, okay, you get a lot of problems. When you're lucky, you get a lot of problem. Because I also getting lucky, so much. I made this laser, I supposed to get pulse something like this, short pulse. But I was not getting that. I was getting something like this, unstable, multipulsing, these two pulses, horn-like structures. I was getting that. But, so it's a problem. I don't know, the problem is opportunity for me to learn. Okay? I got a problem. I learned what is how it works, what is the thing. I find something called multi-pulsing, how laser damage, all this thing I taught me. Okay? Then I managed to do that. Okay? You get it? Problem is a lesson for you. If you are so much lucky, happy. You're getting a problem, be happy. You're going to learn something new lesson. After the problem is solved, you would have some lesson to share with people. Okay? Be happy. And one more problem, I generated this ultra short pulses, right? How will you measure it? How will you measure it? You can't just flash it there and say like, flash it not coming. Okay, I just flash it there, just to count timer. You can't do it. It's like femtosecond. How will you measure it? Anyone to guess? How will you measure pulse of a laser? Detectors, optical detectors, okay? Some photo detectors, put a photo detector, you can measure it. But electronics is not at the speed of like femtosecond, it can't respond. You want to say something? That's okay. It can't respond at that speed. So you have to create your own instrument to measure that. Though I made a laser which is generating short pulse, I was not able to measure it. In IIT, there's no instrument which can do this measurement. So I read about autocorrelator. You know autocorrelation, cross correlation, the mathematical terms, right? What you do in autocorrelation? Take same function, tau, delay, and just do correlation of it, right? It gives you like impulse. So same thing, but in an optical setup, okay? The laser comes from here. These two mirrors are there. There's a beam splitter which split the beam. I can show you here. It split a beam here and there, and you give a tau delay. These two pulses just overlap and give a profile something like this. You manage to delay. You manage to delay this laser at with space, and you will get a profile of it. That's how I made a autocorrelator for measuring the pulses. Okay. And one more thing, how many of you are from business background, or you have passion to create a huge or at least some startup company? 1, 2. Okay, I see a lot of hands. You have an idea of starting a startup, right? Or something impactful. Okay, let's see. So this is another laser which I made for controlling these lasers, because since I am from electronic background, from totally different domain, I am not from a laser person, but I came into it, my visualization power, which I don't just mug up things, theory, I just visualize. I look at atomic level where I see electrons going to ground state, emitting. So I visualize the concept much better, so I can able to create many things, and electronics also controlled for doing this. And this is high current laser drivers, everything I designed myself. And we do something called multi-photon absorption. This is another laser we developed. And I was doing all this research in 2019. There was a Nobel Prize awarded to these two people. He's a professor and his student, Donna Strickland. Okay, They got a Nobel Prize for generating ultra fast pulses, okay, for chirp pulse amplification. So I got to meet them as well because I was publishing my paper at the time. So I got to meet them as well. It's a good operation. You can imagine, right? A dropout to a Nobel laureate meeting, all these things. An impossible thing, you can't imagine. So that happened. Only thing is consistency. You do things, it happens. So yeah. And then, okay. So I was doing all these things. What is next? I thought like, say, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, right? That's the world's #1 institute. Let's see, can I get there? So luckily I got to meet one professor from MIT. He visited IIT Madras. I demonstrated the laser which you can use for like biological imaging, which has ultra short pulses. It can penetrate tissues. I told all these things. They were interested because they were doing this brain culture, cerebral organoids for Alzheimer, Parkinson, all those things. I proposed them this technology. They liked it. Oh, you're doing everything in scratch. They're curious. I not did only that. I asked them what they do. Okay, they do this brain on some petri dish, like small glass plate. They take this stem cell and they create a 3D model of them. They grow them, put it in a microscope. They take it out back and forth. Lot of messy stuff. It's very painful thing. He told how painful it is. Even Sunday you can't take off. It's like growing a kid. The biology made me curious. Okay, electronics we did to a level. Lasers, okay. Then biology. Oh, beautiful. New problem. Okay. Then I thought, okay, how can I impact here? Then I decided, let's make system where they can grow this human organ tissues. That's where a new transition come into me. I made a technology where they can grow human brain on a chip. Okay. So I went to MIT. They sponsored my whole research for developing this technology, and that is my team from MIT Brain Cognitive Science Lab, where I developed this particular chip at your right. So where you can grow these tiny stem cells which are differentiated into cerebral organoids. Not only can grow, that what they were able to do already. What different I am bringing is, you don't need to touch it. Just let it grow. There's something called microfluidic technology. We deliver all the required nutrients to the cell. It takes care of growth and it maintains everything, the microenvironment for cells to grow. Everything is designed on that chip. Here again, electronics, the beginning of myself, that came, and not only can grow it, you can image it. The optics came here. So everything you learn helps you. The problems teach you a lot, right? So I developed this thing for MIT, and that time we managed to grow human brain. The left is our culture. This is a regular way of doing it. The one which we made turned out to be much better than regular way of growing it. I was not lucky, but it happened. It worked very well, and we demonstrated how it works, and lot of we did publish a journal on it and filed a patent. It got granted as well. So when you're lucky, right, sometimes you'll be really lucky. Okay, what happened in the journal which I published, it was during pandemic. Okay, I published and I thought, okay, let's see what happens. Then it became breakthrough. Like kind of suddenly Ministry of Education writing about my paper, this will help accelerate medicine therapeutics like cancer, all these things. And Business Standard, Economic Times, and Ministry of Education tweets about me, and all this thing happens. And even MIT, they posted my work, okay. All this happened. I think what I did so much substantial. I'm an electronic person, okay. To even understand the impact, what I did, I solved a problem. I did only solve a problem. I don't know the impact of it. It took me some time to understand what I have did, okay. Then I read about more on it, what I have did, why so much attention to this. Then I understood this organoids is the future. Now we go to a doctor, they give you medicine, okay. They tell you wait for a week. Let's see if the medicine works, we'll continue. Other will change it. The trial and error, right? How many of you have seen this kind of approach? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, most of us would have seen, at least in movies we would have seen it, okay. So this happens. What if it's a cancer or some chronic diseases? Anyone want to do a trial and error on you? No one want, right? So that's the biggest problem what I identified this can solve. Now we have a power to model the disease on a chip. Rather than testing on yourself, you can do it on a chip and you can give different drugs, medicines and see how it works. And see, this is the power of coming from different field. Okay, people being in the same field, they can't able to see all these different effects. So I will see from the outside field. So always feel free to come out of your comfort zone, try new field and see how you can impact them. Okay, that's a big important lesson. Don't think I'm an electronic engineer, I'll do only electronics, transistor, power electronics, all those things. Okay, think where you can use your technology, that will have a huge impact. This is an example. Okay, so all this happened. So I thought like, okay, let's how to take it forward. I came back to India. I thought, let's not stop here. I just thought like I could have prepared more. I got into MIT, world's #1. There's something, always some higher level you can reach, right? What after MIT, you'll go to NASA or something, right? You'll keep going after just, you'll go. So that's not the purpose of life, right? Somewhere you have to stop and do what you really want to do, right? Then I'd say, let's not so much reaching the heights, okay? Let's do what you want to do. I came here to do a startup, get exposure of R&D. I got it. I got a decent connect exposure with all this media thing. And then I decided, let's start a startup again. This time, ISMO translate to ISMO Biophotonics. Get it right? Biophotonics, biology and the photonics. Electronics, of course, it's there already. This happened. I started this company. So, a global company. What I mean by global company, the problem is a global, right? Anyone in the globe you ask this, everyone will say the same, tell the same. Everyone have this problem, right? And even doctor can't tell which drug will work for you. They may do some gene sequencing, they tell you this is a mutation, they do all these things, but still personalization is not there. They have to personalize, right? To do that, they do trial and error, but the personal can happen here. This is an era of personalization. Okay, then I position my company in this area. This is exactly what I wanted to do at the beginning when I started ISMO technology, where I want to make it global. So we went for a lot of presidents all over the world, like US, Dubai, and where and all. And we positioned, like as I mentioned, like creating a model where even if you look at pandemic, right, we got idea about like importance of clinical trials, right? The vaccines took so much time, not so much, just few years, 1 or 2 years it took, but it's not usual. Like they take 5 to 20 years sometime. Okay, that was the time level, but they reduced it. But we had an impact. A lot of casualties there. Some people had a blood clot, right? So this is a problem. So clinical trials, okay, clinical trials where they do it on animal, which is nowhere close to human being. The interspecies difference creates huge problem. When they come to human trials, right, test on you, they see a lot of, nearly 80% to 90% failure is there. It cost billions of dollars for any pharma company. This is another area where I got aligned myself. Okay, so then everyone like giants like Bill Gates and everyone start talking about this problem. What's the impact of the COVID? This is not the last thing we see. It's a huge future, right? So the requirement for modeling this disease, that is very much clear. So I started a company. We got a lot of seed grants. Startup India, you can note it down, or like if you start, you will come to know there are a lot of government grants nowadays, which will give you seed money like somewhere 10 lakhs to even 50 lakhs. Sometimes if you go to little higher TRL levels, there's something called TRL levels. Based on what stage you are, you can put yourself, and based on you get different fundings. Okay. So we positioned ourselves in personalized drug screening, okay, medical device, 3D printing, live cell imaging, and microfluidics. So all this area we are working on. And one of the important lessons I want to share, like today you start, okay, you get a small idea, okay. So say like you're planning of making some, anyone want to try? What, anyone has some idea, want to share? Any startup? Some people raise their hand, right? Want to do a startup? Who want to do startup? Yeah, you can come on stage.
Yeah, hi sir.
Hi.
So, can you be more precise on like what exactly I want to describe on?
What is the problem you're trying to solve?
So, okay. So myself, I'm Hari from Department of Architecture. So my background is about architecture field. So today we are facing a lot of energy consumption and global climatic change, and we also know the construction industry itself almost account for about 40% of the energy consumption globally. So what if like it's more of we are heading towards buildings which are more energy efficiency. So what if we could and also like we are also doing a lot of simulations and research to produce buildings in those manners. And so what I thought is what if we could do sort of a predictive analysis in the early stage, integrating a lot of factors like you have life cycle carbon assessment and your materials and all those things, considering various factors in the early design stage. And it's more like a kind of aligned in the aspect that you have said. It's like something like pre-testing it before when things are not when things actually get executed. So what if a building gets tested and validated when this gets constructed, and this is what is going to be the lifespan of the building, and this much amount of impact that's going to happen in the environment, and this much reduction cost that could be done in the something related to that.
True. So it's going to have a huge social impact,
Yes, sir.
right? To do this, what's stopping you? Why you're not doing this?
So I think nothing is actually stopping me. I'm kind of in the exploration of that. Like as you started, like how you started your journey, I kind of dedicated myself in learning all those resources. Like as you said, that you had all those book resources, and I also currently I'm focusing on what are the courses that's offering like multidisciplinary. If I want to learn a programming or any material sort of research, I'm kind of exploring that. So again, it's going to be a long journey, as you
That's
say.
true. Say you graduated. What is next? What's next stopping you? Everyone listening, right? Yeah. What is next stopping you?
Uh, I think there's no like stopping factor for myself, but
Something will hold your hand, which will not let you move.
okay. So I think for in my case, like nothing is holding me, but seeing
now.
the potential exactly, sir. But seeing the like it is more like climbing the hill. When we started climbing the hill, I'll be on the top of the hill, and when I look from the hill towards the journey which I'm gonna the next 10 years or 20 years, how the travel is gonna be, and imagine that is kind of making that setback.
Yeah. So journey, like you can't visualize one thing, not full journey exactly to the precision you can't do, but there are many obvious challenges will come the moment you graduate, right? Since you are into a curriculum, you have new courses which you can take. Everyone helps you out. The moment you're out of that, you are on your own. Maybe our incubator will help you, okay? But you have to break down things in small steps. Okay, even some idea I told, like a kind of a net energy consumption. So where you will start? You'll go some building construction company. You'll tell them, I'll reduce your carbon emission, all these things. Why they will give you an order? You have to demonstrate, right? How will you plan that? So everyone tell, why I give you? There are many people in the market. Why I should come to you, right? So what will you do? It's a challenge, right? So that's where this come into picture, where you don't always target the highest thing which you want to do, okay? Break down your problem, okay? You can say. So, thank you. So break down your problem. It's a beautiful vision. Every one of us some vision we want to solve, but something is stopping us. Maybe our family, money constraints, lot of our own, ourselves, the confidence, lot of things are stopping us, right? But rather than thinking about what is stopping us, right? See what is required, break it down. 1, 10, 100, okay? So it's a beautiful concept where you just take a small part of it, okay? Just idea, create an idea, like paper, like just create a fold paper, or talk to people around you, create a persona of the customers, So basic idea about why, how this market work, how I can get the best at this field, initial level of working, and then do a pilot study. You're not a global company immediately after you start, right? No one recognizes you. Once you understand this what required, $1, then position your product or some idea into a small community of people and see how it works. It's not only for a company, even for your research. Rather than thinking of a biggest problem, right? Break it down, think in a fundamental level. See what are the small part of this research and master and get expert at it. Okay. What I usually do is, I start with what is tough. In laser, what is tough? Gain medium, cavity, designing, modeling. So you just start with the toughest thing. Once you solve the toughest thing, right, other thing is easy. Still you don't know that, it's fine, you'll learn it. Okay. That's how you need to start. Break it down, just try a little bit small model and scale. It's very important for anything you do. Don't get demotivated based on your situation, who you are now. If I was demotivated when my professor told your kid studies in my 10th standard, our 10th grade will drop, and I accepted that, nothing would have happened. I just fighted back. I told, that's fine, let the percentage go, I don't care, let's see what we can do. What I can do, I want to focus and I have to visualize, I will do, but extra time I have to give. I gave my time, I got it. I did consistent, focused, hard work. Okay. So that's very important. Never think about what is your shortcoming, work on it. Okay. And starting a company is very simple, not a big deal. Okay. Just 1, 10, 100. Break it down, anything in your life, whatever the problem, just put yourself outside and see the problem, you can solve it. Do you want me to explain this? You can get it online, everything. Just you can find a problem and what is solution for it, what you offer, so very standard things you'll get in internet. Okay. If you need any support, I'll be happy to guide you. That's there, and all this there. So private limited and LLPs there, and DP, like Startup India, like DPIIT certificate is there, grants are there, lot of ecosystem is created around it for startups, okay, in India. You can use this thing. This will come only you start. You need to start, jump into the water, you learn it, okay. And there's one more thing. If you think after you start you will not have some salary or something, right? It's not the case. There's something called Nidhi EIR. Okay, you don't need to have a company. You can register for Nidhi EIR. Monthly you will get 30,000 rupees in your personal bank account, where you can explore for 1 year of time with this money. Okay. Once you feel, okay, this research has an impact, then you form your company, register and apply for Startup India, another 20 lakhs, Nidhi Pragyas, another 10 lakhs, lot of grants, BIRAC 50 lakhs. You can do all these things, but step by step, explore it. Okay. And important thing, I'm not sharing my journey to judge me or take, okay, so I'm not special here, okay. So, or people in my life, okay. If you can consider okay, that's it. You can be consistent and focus, okay. You can also do much better than this, because I'm not a bright student, I believe you are, okay. You can do much better than this and focus on your work, you'll do great things. And of course, I'm here because of my teachers. First of all, thank to God, just gave me that thinking of positive thinking. I can just consistently build myself. And all my teachers, my family members, that they have made me this, okay. So thankful to everyone in your journey. Consistent, focused, that is the key. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask, or you can write me on mail. Yeah.
To start up the company or startup, so how they can inspire and they can able to start and get an idea where to start, when to start, and how to start. Exactly how you told, no, the problem solving. Mm-hmm. How to find out the problem solving? It's a day-to-day life or the profession or in the society. You just give me some throw on the light.
Sure, sir. See, if you think idea is what going to drive you, right? No, idea is not going to help you start a business, okay? The problem. First, you should start with the problem, identify some good problem, which will have a huge impact. Of course, like you can't always say like I will solve a bigger problem, okay? But if you want to scale into global company, look for a problem which is scalable, not only in this hall or only colleges, only in FMCG market, like huge global level. That way you can grow huge, okay? So find a problem which has a scalability and impact and whatever you want to do, drive it to, okay? First, identify the problem based on what is your aim, okay? You can even make this pointer or the laser or this button, that also will give you crores of revenue if you are good at that and you find a customer. Money will come if you do anything in a proper way. But see where you want to position, where you want to put yourself. I always think I want to do something best in my life because I'm lucky. I get a lot of problems, okay? So I choose something biggest problem which everyone says is impossible, okay? Choose the best problem which you want to take your life towards. It's going to take a lot of your time. It took me 4 years till now, so Biophotonics, huge amount of my life, right? Time. So think about the problem very clearly, what you're going to work for. Because this is going to impact many lives once I get this technology to market, right? People life, like for cancer, they can get a personalized suggestions which drug will work for you. It's not only India, it's a global problem. So choose that problem. Then idea. Idea will follow it. Or if you don't get idea, just collaborate. You have next person sitting in your chair who may have some good idea, who can solve the problem. Business, how will you position this in market? You know customers, this problem is there, who will pay for it? If someone don't pay for it, how will you run the company, right? You have to pay a salary to the people. Say even I have one person, right? No one will come less than 25,000 or like at least 15,000, right? If you don't pay, no one will come for your vision for more than a year. Believe this, okay? People come like year of time, they learn, they get an idea how things work. That's a great thing, okay? But if you want a team consistently coming for your vision, you have to pay them something, or at least your shares. So next, you have to pay them as well. So you have to make some revenue. You need some revenue making company, right? So see who is your customer, who will pay for it. I made the laser, who will buy it? Once you find, they will buy it. See how much they will pay. There's something called willingness to pay. If I say this pointer, like 10,000 rupees, anyone will buy? No one will buy, right? And to find what is the willingness to pay, what is the market value for this. Okay, once you find that, you give a proper pricing and then you talk to people, position your product, go to market, you have to frame all the strategies. It's all in online. But the problem, where you start is important, where you visualize where you want to go is very important. Once you do that correct, right, you'll reach heights. Start at a problem, position it, you'll do it. And there are many people who are happy to help you, can ask people around you. Feel free to ask people. You think like if you ask question, you will sound stupid, okay? You'll stay stupid. Everyone knows this, right? So ask questions. It's fine if people judge you, nothing wrong. You are not going to lose anything. If people judge me, my English is not good or not, nothing problem. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm good at it. Cool. Okay? So just do what you want to do and be humble to people and ask questions, thank people, thankful. Okay? All the best. Sir, did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. And one more question related to research only. So it's a kind of startup you have started, but you studied in IIT Madras and you studied in the abroad also. So how the research, the fundamentals in IIT Madras and compared to the foreign university where you've done your research. See, basically this question to understand the methodology, how they're following. It's not too technical what I'm looking for the answer. The fundamentals, where the lacking of the fundamentals.
I'll get it.
Yeah. In India.
Sir, I see mainly like we have electronics, biology, mechanical, all are like separate departments, right? if you take IIT, right, they also have departments, but it's something called interdisciplinary. If you take any problem, world is interdisciplinary. Get it, right? When I was just in the academic world where you have to do this subject, only this, I feel like they are not connected at all, right? The way we are taught, right? We feel like, okay, geography is separate and chemistry is different, physics is different. They are all interconnected. Physics is nothing without chemistry, like all this, get it, right? No one teach this interconnection between all these components. But when I came to IIT, I feel like this beautiful, like you can take any course you want. Only, of course, your guide have to approve based on your research what you're doing. But you have a freedom to choose what you want to pursue, okay? So then after that, like, it was very easy for me, other part, because that's what I am, right? If I take a problem, I approach I can learn anything. It's same for anyone, it's not for me. Like it's like a blind belief or something. I just believe we can learn anything as a human. We are advanced, not a mission, okay, advanced technology who can evolve very fast with our brain, okay. Nothing is limiting us. If you want to do something, you can learn anything, you do it. You can become an expert at that. So I think it's a huge difference, sir, that interconnection between these different domains is never told to people. Like if you want to solve a problem, just don't think in electronics. I'm at electronics, I'll solve with electronics. Not like that. Think I can use some biological aspect. Look at some like nature. See this particular fly is doing this nature is doing this. Can inspire from nature. It's an example, okay. That's very important. That's never taught in the school or even other colleges, okay. If this one aspect, the interdisciplinary thing comes, a huge impact going to come, sir.
Thank you.
Any questions? Students? Any one student question? Don't fear about your teachers, your professors. Any questions? You're starting your PhD first day, right? So have this inspiration, like, see, I'm going to solve some problem. You're going to spend 5 years of your life, right? At the end of it, what are you going to get? A degree, right? Of course, it's a very prestigious institution, you get a degree. With that degree, nothing going to work out for you. You have to speak for yourself. Your work has to speak for yourself. Okay? Solve a lot of problems. Enjoy the journey. Okay? All the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the excellent speech. And from today's lecture, the takeaway message is that we have to work consistently and we have to do a focused hard work. அப்புறம் சார் சொன்னாங்க நம்மளுக்கெல்லாம் ப்ராப்ளம்னாலே கொஞ்சம் நம்ம யோசிப்போம் சால்வ் த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ்னா பட் ஹீ இஸ் டேக்கிங் தட் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் எஸ் அ சேலஞ்ச் ஹீ இஸ் டேக்கிங் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் ஹீ இஸ் என்ஜாயிங் த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஆப்வியஸாக நேற்று விசி சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி வி ஹாவ் டு find the right question and we have to find the right solution.